Good afternoon, friends, as we bring you more coverage here of Day 2 of the PSCL playoffs. Glad to be alongside with you, Steve Granado, alongside Sam Walters. A's and North Stars now set to get underway here for our second of two on this field today. On the hill today for the North Stars is the left-hander Kenny Keller, and his first pitch misses upstairs at 12:01 p.m. This game was a little late because of game one running a little long. It is 98 degrees here at game's first pitch. Next offering is a little high and tight. Cato Kleiman leading it off, followed by Gabriel DeJesus and Ethan Caschetta. Next offering now, fouled back. It's a 2-1 count here on Cato Kleiman, designated hitter. And again, DeJesus and Caschetta, followed by Dalton Thomas, Davis Carr, and Brandon Glowacki. Bottom third of the order reads Noah Lane, Luke Dinos, and Nick Rocha. 2-1. Line drive on one hop, backhand off the glove of Dylan Baker. That'll go as an infield single for Cato Kleiman. Tell me about that defense, Sam.
North Stars out in the field now, left to right in the outfield. David Ryan is in left, Alex Light in center, and Christian Gabriel in right. Third to first on the infield, Spencer Dickinson at the hot corner, Dylan Baker at short, Josh Payton at second, Kyle Sakin covering first, and Derek LaFerriere behind the dish.
Gabriel DeJesus will come to the plate now with a runner aboard at first as the A's try to hop on the board first. That's in for a swinging strike, 0-1. It's a very warm day here in Palm Springs, a very muggy day. The next pitch will be sent out of play on the first base side. We saw the humidity up into the mid 50% today. It has dropped slightly, but it doesn't mean we have found ourselves in paradise. It is one of the muggiest days, if not the muggiest day, all summer long. That's what these guys are dealing with weather-wise right now. Pitch is coming back now, foul tipped at the plate, and it's 2 strikes on Gabriel DeJesus. Runner aboard at first, just underway, top one, alongside Sam Walters. I'm Steve Granado. Glad you could join us here for Day 2 of the PSCL playoffs. Winner moves on to face off with the Rush. Loser calls it a season. Pickoff throw to first. This one's going to be lifted down the right field side. Going to be a tough play for everybody, and Sakin can't make the grab. That was right over the top of his head. It'll go as a single, and the ball has barely left the infield, yet the A's have 2 aboard.
Yeah, Kenny Keller lives around the strike zone, and sometimes those guys can't quite handle, find the outfield anyway. So much green space to work with, and the A's already with 2 runners on.
Well, you know their offense has been better lately, and you would like for that to continue for them. In there for a strike on Ethan Caschetta, who has, over the last week, been moved into the 3 spot as opposed to being the leadoff guy.
And so far it's worked for him. 2 wins this week, 1 to put them in this seeding.
And avoid a play-in game yesterday. This one fouled backwards here by Caschetta for strike 2.
Well, it's showing early that Keller, who's living around 85 with the fastball right now, he's working ahead to batters, able to paint the strike zone with it. Just right now, guys are able to barely hang in there, and it's shown on the 2 hits that have come down so far.
Tried 2 strikes on the 3-hole hitter. Caschetta hanging in.
Soft liner to short, 1 hop under the glove, and 1 that loops over the first baseman.
In the dirt, nice block by LaFerriere. This one smoked back towards second base, picked up by Peyton. He'll go to second with it. That's the only play they have. Dylan Baker covering. Peyton to Baker for the first out. Runners on the corners now for the A's.
Yeah, that's the first one we've really seen squared up. Just probably waiting that one extra hop at second. Josh Payton had to make sure it wasn't going to skip over his head. A big chopper. That one extra hop probably led to them not being able to make the play at first. Cash out of obviously good speed.
On the corners for Dalton Thomas and one gone. He takes one down and in, 1 ball and no strikes.
And the thing that impresses you most about Kenny Keller you haven't seen yet, he's batting 6th today, two-way player today.
On its way to Thomas. Gets a foul ball. 1-1. Kleinman at third, reached on the infield single. Fielder's choice for Cachetta stands at first. Good save there by Kyle Sakin on the pickoff.
Well, this is why we like Kenny Keller a lot. His ability to take base runners off balance, knows how to give a good look in that quick pickoff move, catch people on the lean a lot.
Dalton Thomas late on the fastball, sends it out of play. It's 1-2. That's a pretty good spot for Keller. Breaking ball on the outside edge. They didn't give him that inch. 2-2 here. Lefty set. Time is called by Thomas. Nice stop again by LaFerriere. That's 2 now in the inning. Good at bat here from Dalton Thomas. 8-minute top of the first right now. Kenny Keller searching for a ground ball to send his team into the dugout and get out of the sun.
He's really wearing sleeves under that, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
3/4, but still.
Runner goes for second. Pitch is chopped back on the infield. The third base side foul as it trickles to the left of the line. There's a battle here for Dalton Thomas.
This is what we've been waiting for the A's to do more. Be able to hang in counts and battle. Especially against a formidable pitching staff like the North Stars have.
Throw back to first. Still trying to get Thomas here. Couldn't hang on. Be huge if Keller can get Thomas. There goes a runner again. Popped him up. Back behind the plate and out of play. Quick pickoff move. We talked about that move, but that gets through on Sakin to bring home the game's first run. Kleinman scores. It's 1-0 A's. All right, all you got to do is hang on for 7 innings. That should be easy, right? I'm going to give that on Sakin, E3. Here comes the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Ball 4. Thomas wins it, puts him on first and second. Davis Carr now with an opportunity to extend the advantage, which already sits 1-0, just 4 batters in. Davis Carr. Again, runner at second base, Ethan Cachetta. Reached on the fielder's choice. Thomas drew a long walk. Down and in for a ball. Swinging a foul tip. Well, again, we know the A's have had woes pitching. Nick Rowan on the hill today for the Red. He will take as many runs as you can possibly get. We know Rowan's good, but it has been a struggle this season for the A's defensively. That's a called strike. There's 2 of them on Davis Carr now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. Or in the top of the first, it's 1-0 A's. Rang him up to sit down Carr for his first strikeout today. Kenny Keller gets him looking. There's 2 gone. Good pitch there.
Kenny's going to take a second to fix his pants leg. It's kind of tacky day look right now. Had one stirrup up and one pants leg fell down.
Brandon Glowacki will try and get the first hit to land in the outfield grass. 2 infield singles here in the inning. This one smoked down the line, but foul. Up and away with it. You'd like to see Keller attack the strike zone like we've seen in the past.
Yeah, he really could use the 3rd out here in the top of the 1st. Guys are really starting to pick up on the fastball.
Down and away, 2-1. Glowacki late on the fastball. That's what you want to see from Keller today. Well, you get him right here. It's not so scary anymore, is it? 2-2. Ring him up inside corner again. So Kenny Keller showing truer form at the end of the 1st inning as he strikes out back-to-back, gives up a run on a throwing error, or rather a fielding error at first base. A half an inning in the books. It's the A's on top first, 1-0.
bigger on baseball than he is in football. He's better at baseball.
We go to the home half of inning number 1. Dylan Baker, Josh Payton, and Kyle Sakin will be facing off here with the ace of the A's staff, Nick Rowan, on the bump here today in round number 1. Baker, the shortstop of choice here today at the top of the order. First pitch to him is inside 1-0. Again, just one run across there, unearned for the A's in the top half of the inning. For the North Stars, you got to feel pretty good about that considering the situation they were in. And this one going to be smoked down the line by Baker into left field. So extra bases will begin the day for the Stars, and Baker content with a leadoff double. Take him while you can get him against Nick Rowan.
Happy they made that move to keep Baker in the leadoff spot. He's just such a rally starter.
Josh Payton immediately thrown into the fire with an opportunity to tie the game. We know that the A's, as the game goes on pitching-wise, run out of options quicker than other teams, and Rowan just hit Payton in the back.
You also have to think Nick Rowan pitched 2 innings the other day.
Yeah.
Not completely fresh. That was after already pitching, I believe, 3 or 4 innings 3 days before that.
So he hasn't had full rest in over a week. Brings up Kyle Sakin as he smokes one in the air down the left field line, but it's going to be out of play foul. Well, Sakin was charged with the error in the first inning that brought home the game's first run. So you know right here, he's thinking, I got an opportunity, might as well take it. No balls, 1 strike. You know this North Stars team can swing it. The 0-1. 1-1.
They can swing it, but that's always been the area of concern. The top 3 in that pitching staff, Robinson, Keller on the mound today, and Zolfarino, can carry them as long as they want to go. It's about whether the offense shows up. Looks like they're here right now.
Down and away, 2-1, and to be able to do it again against this arm. Again, with the kid seemed to be too sharp here in his first 10 or so pitches. Look to second.
It's the first time that the Snowbirds get a look. Pardon, the North Stars get a look. I was looking at Nick Rowan's previous pitching.
A hard shot to third, throwback to second is out of the glove. Had that been stuck by Gabriel DeJesus, it would have been a double off. Instead, Sakin lines out sharply on a cracked bat. With one down, 2 on. It's Jackson Fuller, Sam, the defense now.
For the A's in the outfield, left to right, Ethan Cachetta's in left, Noah Lane in center, and Luke Dinos in right. Third to first on the infield, Nick Rocha at third. Dalton Thomas at short. Gabriel DeJesus at second. Brandon Glowacki is at first base, and Davis Carr behind the plate.
Pitch in the dirt here to Jackson Fuller. Tying run at second base, go ahead at first with one away. Rowan spins and looks at second for a second time. Swing and a miss. Baker at second led off this inning with a double. Josh Payton was hit by the first pitch to him. Two balls and one strike. Grounder in the hole and into right field. Baker gets the stop sign. The bases are loaded for Spencer Dickinson. Don't see this happen very often against Nick Rowan. So again, take advantage while it's here.
As I was mentioning earlier, this is the first time that the North Stars have seen Nick Rowan this season. No expectations to go into, no expectations to live up to. Go in there and battle. It's the playoffs.
Down and away, stopped by the catcher Carr, and it's 1-0. Sent backwards, 1-1. One to nothing. A's clinging to that lead with the bases loaded and only one out. Similar situation we saw for them offensively just a half inning ago. 1-1 upstairs, 2 balls, 1 strike.
The scary thing for the A's is right now, all the contact that they've made, even the out by Kyle Sakin on the line out, it's all been hard contact.
Outside with it. 3-1. Came back and hit him. That's how the ball game will be tied. If the A's don't have the Nick Rowan they have become accustomed to, and that's a lot of weight to put on this kid's shoulders, admittedly. If they don't have a true Nick Rowan, the A's are in serious trouble.
Right now, it's obvious that he's not as fresh. He's having to go to that fastball way more often than we ever seen him have. Typically, he's got some off speed and really good bite on his slider.
First pitch up and away, 1-0 again. Bases loaded, 1 out. A hit batter brought home Dylan Baker. We are square at 1 in the bottom of the first. 2-0.
Now
Ball's,
Kenny Keller trying to help himself out.
Yeah, that ball's starting to sail now on Nick Rowan. Well, we've seen a lot of big-time performances through these first 2 games for starters. You're bound to run into a guy who's struggling. 3-0, and Davis Carr sees the writing on the wall. Let's chat. Again, you don't want this to happen to any one starter, but it's inevitable that a guy has to work through bad stuff for a day. It happens.
These are going to go get an arm warming.
Yeah, you can't waste too much time. I told you the offense looking fairly good recently here for the A's, but you don't want to dig yourself in a hole and rely only on the offense.
Jacob Gonzalez is going to get up to warm.
Thanks, Sam. First and second, 1 out. Or, pardon me, bases loaded, 1 out. That's it for a strike, 3-1. Had Josh Payton standing right behind a pole. Forgot about him. 3-1. Strike 2. Oh, whatever Davis Carr said may have settled him down. If Rowan can come back and get Keller, that's a big start. 3-2. Got him swinging. Went off speed out in front. That's a big second out for Nick Rowan.
If you had to go up there with the bases loaded in a 3-0 count in the bottom of the first and tell your pitcher something, what would it have been? Or what do you think Davis Carr just said?
Go out to him. Here as the pitch comes to LaFerriere. Inside 1-0. Runner's going to take to the plate here and bobbled by Carr. It's 2-1. That ball just off of Carr's glove, and Peyton scores on the play. He got gutsy, and luckily it paid off. That ball didn't go very far. 2-1 ball game, 1-0 on LaFerriere. If my instincts are correct, first thing I would have said to Nick Rowan as I walked out there, bottom of the first. It's the first, man. We got a long way to go. Don't worry. Play to your defense. Trust us. Trust me. I got you. We're in this together. It would have been a pep talk more than anything. Out of play. That is the first thing I say. Put an arm around him. Pat him on the back. Settle down. It's all right. Walk here doesn't kill us. 1-1 off the plate. 2-1. Grounded down the line. That is foul. That was close. A little too close for comfort. Two balls, two strikes here on Derek LaFerriere, the catcher. 2-1 North Stars lead. It'll miss upstairs, ball 3. A lot of deep counts. Working behind. Nick Rowan is working through it right now. Lost him. And the bases are reloaded for Christian Gabriel.
Another alarming sign for Nick Rowan on the mound. Typically, we've seen him live low 80s. Sometimes able to turn it on and hit 83, 84. Right now, the fastball sitting 78.
That is significantly lower. And a laboring first to boot outside 1-0. Christian Gabriel is the 8th batter of the inning. Bases loaded for the 3rd time in the inning. Downstairs. You were hoping to get 4 out of Rowan today.
At the very least.
Sometimes you get thrown a curveball. Swing and a miss, speaking of. 2-1. Little up and out for Gabriel. Nowhere to put him here. How long's the leash if you're the A's, Sam? How long do you let it ride?
I really don't know, because their most reliable reliever is in the bullpen right now.
He just lost Christian Gabriel. Back-to-back walks, 2 hit batters, and 3 runs across. That might be it. They're going to go talk. It's a tough question, but it's one that needs to be answered. Again, if they can't get Nick Rowan at least 3 today, that's a big ask of a bullpen, especially this one, that have had to be used a lot this summer. We're going to leave him in, and the 9th batter he'll see is David Ryan. Again, he gets out of this. It's just a 2-run deficit if he can settle down thereafter. He is just all over the place right now, which is very uncharacteristic of what we become accustomed to. First pitch, they call it a strike on David Ryan. 0-2. All the runners on base didn't have to run. Dickinson hit by a pitch. LaFerriere walk. Gabriel a walk. 0-2 quickly on Ryan. And downstairs and in 1-2. Quickly back. 1-2 floated into the air. This should get him out of it. Noah Lane is under to make the grab, but 9 faced in the first. He walks 2, hits 2, gives up 3, and allows 2 hits. The North Stars answer back. They will, however, leave the bases loaded. We're out of the first. It's 3-1 Stars. Well, the A's got off to a great start offensively to bring home a run, but they left 2 stranded, couldn't get anything else, and then allowed 3 in the opposite half. First pitch to begin the second inning is going to be in on Noah Lane. Lane, Dinos, and Rocha due up this inning. In there for a strike. Talking about the MLB draft today, a couple local kids have just been picked up. Former Santa Ana kid at Mater Dei, CJ Rodriguez, the current catcher at Vanderbilt, was just picked up. And Laguna Beach product Eric Silva was just drafted by San Francisco. A couple local guys have just gone. Ground ball left side. Baker was shaded the other way. That throw is going to be well late. Infield single for Noah Lane. That's 3 hits. None of them have left the infield.
Well, regardless of what the hit column says, Kenny Keller's working well, and it shows by the kind of contact he's getting.
Yes, sir. Luke Dinos now to the plate, trying to chip away at a 2-run disadvantage. In for a strike. 0-1.
There's the breaking stuff. That's when you start to see Kenny Keller sit in, when he's throwing that for a first pitch strike.
Goes back to the fastball, high chop on the infield. Baker will flip on over to second. Payton will hold on to it, and that's the right decision. Fielder's choice for the first out. Nick Rocha now to the plate. Out of the 9 spot, the third baseman, the A's elect to go with 9 batters today. The Stars went with 10. A decision they can make here in the postseason. Looking for a ground ball here, down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Throwback to first will get away, and this has been a very unclean ball game all the way to third with a throw coming in on the money. They got him at third. What a toss by Kyle Sakin. And there's 2 gone.
Well, Kenny Keller, that's the least sharp part of his game so far, has been the pickoff to first. But man, Kyle Sakin with a strike over to Spencer Dickinson.
That still goes as a throwing error. Caught advancing on the play on a line, 3-5. And there's 2 away here for Rocha now with the base is empty. Called strike. 1-1. Again, it has not been clean to the first inning and a half whatsoever. 2-2. 2-1.
On a day that feels like the air's made of mud.
Yeah, honestly.
Either way, it's going to be tough.
This guy's working up against the elements. Chased it, 2-2. Neither guy pinpoint, neither defense pinpoint. Stark difference from game 1 today. Colonial's rush fell apart at the end, but that first half of the game was clean as clean can be. 2-2 now. Make it a full count. You can definitely take some good takeaways from Kenny Keller right now. He comes back with a 3-2. Sat on and poked into right field for a base knock. So 9 batters faced. 4 of them have hits. That's the first to get to the outfield grass. Back to the top of the order, it's Cato Kleinman. He had that infield single in his first trip and scored the only A's run.
And still not struck very well, just taken to the opposite side. Saw one high and just flipped it out.
Breaking ball squirts through on the Ferrier. Wild pitch will put a runner on second. We might be in for a long one. We are 38 minutes in. Again, in case you haven't watched our other games here in the PSCL playoffs, new rules here, or I should say a lack of a couple of them for a strike. We have dropped the 2-hour time frame to go 7 innings full regardless, which is the main one, main difference. 2 balls, 1 strike. Other big change we just mentioned, teams can go with 9 batters instead of 10, so they should deem fit, which we've seen multiple times already. Look at second. The championship game will be a 9-inning ball game on Wednesday night. There will obviously be no ties moving forward. There's a called strike 2. Winner moves on, loser goes home, turns in the jersey and says adios for the summer. 2-2. Full count. Back-to-back full counts here for Kenny Keller. Oh, man, on paper, this pitching matchup, Sam. Practice. Been a different day so far. Still time for them to figure it out. 3-2. Ground ball pulled on the right side. And that takes a big hop on Peyton, and it'll bring home a run. Yowza. Peyton just sat back on that one. He was begging for that to happen. E4. Rocha scores from second. Unearned run. Gabriel DeJesus to the plate. First pitch popped up out of play on the first base side. Got to charge that baseball. No ifs, ands, or buts. You sit and wait for it. That's begging to do that, especially on dirt. You can get away with that on the turf, not on dirt. It's 0-2 here on Gabriel DeJesus. Not saying anything Josh Payton doesn't already know. One and two. Two balls, two strikes. Might be playable on the first base side. No. Once again in the stands.
That's the third straight full count that Kenny Keller's going to have to work through.
Crack bat roller to third. Dickinson's there. And that will end the inning. A run does come across. It's 3-2. North Stars leading as they come back to the plate. Alex Light will lead off the home half of the second inning. This has been a trek to get here already. It's 3-2 the score. If you looked at it, doesn't dictate it, but it has not been clean baseball. It has not been solid playoff baseball, and both these teams are trying to figure it out here today. First pitch to Alex Light is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Light, and then back to the top of the order of Dylan Baker. He'll foul tip this one. Love to see a bounce back frame from Nick Rowan. They will get an arm up just in case, however.
Now, the way the rush to look today, you're going to have to work out the kinks. Whoever wins this game has got a good matchup coming up.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Light, and that's more Nick Rowan-esque. Second strikeout.
Haymakers and bootleggers are just finishing up the bottom of the second at 7-5. Haymakers leading.
Oof, man, so both of these matchups. Roller coasters. I think this heat is really playing a factor. Not just the heat, but the mugginess.
Yeah.
You feel sluggish in these moments.
It's really hard to be sharp in weather like this.
Baker pulls one foul. Yeah, the mugginess just, I mean, you can feel it. It may seem like we talk about it a lot, but it's because it's such a factor and it's constant that you are constantly thinking about it because your entire body feels it every second of every day upstairs. So we're sorry if we belabor that point over and over and keep pounding it into the ground. But we're just trying to give you everything we can for you to understand what these players are going through. You're trying to perform at your best athletic ability in a sauna. Kick and deal on its way to Baker. So if you see a pitch like that, you see him look at his hand, it's because there's sweat built up on that hand, and it's just slipping out right now. All the rosin in the world couldn't stop it. He missed outside for ball 4. Third walk issued by Nick Rowan. So it is just a constant reminder, like, hey, your body is under torment. There was a very strong gust of wind today in the morning. Here's a ground ball to third. This could get him out of it. Rocha to Jesus over to Glowacki, and it does get him out of the frame. But that wind has certainly subsided, so there is no breeze here today either. A double play gets Rowan out of the second, and a one-out walk. We've played 2 innings to the third, 3-2 North Stars. Roller coaster ball game sends us to the top of the third. It's 3-2 North Stars leading the A's. They'll have Ethan Cachetta lead it off. We'll see how Kenny Keller responds here with that 1-run lead to take you through the next couple. Here's Sam Walters.
Thank you, Steve. So Kenny Keller back on the mound, working against 3, 4, 5 in the lineup for the A's. Cachetta, Thomas, and Carr due up. First pitch slider in there for a strike. Fastball, foul tipped. Kenny Keller wasting no time. I like it. He knows what that heat does. The longer you're out there on the mound, the harder it is to get out of innings. Fastball sent into right field in the air. Christian Gabriel's got it. Would like to see both of these guys settle in. First inning especially was just way out of line for what we were expecting from both of these starters. Dalton Thomas is up. He walked on a full count in the first. He takes one high. Foul back. We just had some schedules released for the next couple of days in the PSCL. Starting with tomorrow, there will be 2 matchups on this field, 2 broadcasts. We don't have the matchup quite yet for you, but we know that we'll have 2 games, one slated for 8:30 and one at 11 scheduled, depending on how long the first one runs. That one's chopped over to third. Dickinson handles, makes a throw on the run over to first. Able to get Thomas by 2 steps. So again, 2 games tomorrow. We'll have the matchups announced for you on social media at some point today. Also tomorrow night, there will be an all-star game played here in Palm Springs Stadium at 7:05. Again, originally we were scheduled to play the OC Riptide. That game not happening anymore. So the PSCL will face off in some capacity with an all-star team, whether it's against the Power Squad or against another team of all-stars from the PSCL is yet to be found. That one finds a strike zone. Davis Carr down 0-1. Struck out looking back in the first. Waved on and missed. Oh, 2 to the catcher. Kenny Keller looking a lot more sharp here this inning, as did Nick Rowan in the bottom of the second. Went inside with the fastball. And then Friday, we will have another PSCL matchup versus the Power for you here in Palm Springs Stadium. Again, Wednesday, the championship game in the PSCL will be played in Palm Springs Stadium. That one takes the feed out from under Davis Carr, 2-2. So plenty of PSCL action to catch in the stadium here this week. We're scheduled to have another 7 games. Keller shakes a sign from the windup, the 2-2. Sprayed into right field, heading towards the line, is down for a base hit. They're calling 2. Gabriel bobbles. The throw into second is going to be late. Davis Carr in there with a double. Seen plenty of 2-out base hits today. They're going to get a runner for the catcher, Davis Carr. Nathan Nacarado will head over to second base. First pitch breaking ball misses upstairs to Brandon Glowacki. He was the second of 2 strikeouts and ended the top of the first for the A's. Watches that one right in there for a strike. Fouls that one off the top of the bat. Alone in the Colonials rush matchup just before this game, we saw 5 base hits with 2 outs. Davis Carr's double has a runner at second and 2 strikes on Glowacki. Pitch from Keller. Half offered at it, but it missed upstairs. They appealed and said he did not go, in fact. Two-two. Breaking ball just missed the outside corner. Man, that's a good pitch from Keller. That's the same pitch he caught Glowacki looking on back to end the first. Full count. That one's sent into left field, down for a base hit. Nacarado loses the helmet around third. He's in to score. Tie ball game. Well, a 2-out double by Davis Carr and an RBI knock has it knotted at 3. Keller, after just barely missing the outside black, gives up an RBI knock, and that'll extend the inning over to Noah Lane. No first base coach. Dangerous for Glowacki. We know how good Keller's pickoff move is. This is outside. Hasn't been as sharp today. 2 throws have been out of line. That snap throw over to first is really dangerous. The 1-0 to Noah Lane. Back to the net. Lane singled in the second. Lead off the inning. One high. Get a shiny new pearl for Kenny Keller. Again, the winner of this game will go on to face the Rush tomorrow. Rush were able to handle the Colonials a 6-1 final just before this game. Fastball upstairs. Three-1 to the center fielder, Noah Lane. Runner at first and 2 outs in the top of the third. Pitch barely got a piece of it, but tipped it into the mitt. It's 3-2. Full count pitch. That one's lifted into center. Shallow, late jump for Alex Light. No one's going to get there. Alex Light took about 2 full seconds before he started jumping on that ball. Ended up being Dylan Baker that was closest to it, but it dropped right in front of his cleats. So 3 straight hits with 2 outs here for the A's. They've already scored 1. Now runners on the corners for Luke Dinos. They've got him picked off. Throw over to second. They've got him in a rundown. The run comes in to score. They've got Noah Lane in the base path. They're able to work into a pickle. A run scores. They catch Noah Lane in between first and second. So the A's take the lead 4-3. We head to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third, the A's just jump back in the driver's seat, take the lead 4-3. 2 runs scored, 3 straight hits with 2 outs in the top of the third. Nick Rowan now working. Still a 1-run deficit for the North Stars. It'll be Sakin, Fuller, and Dickinson due up here in the bottom of the third. Sakin had a loud line out for the first out of the first. He has a 2-0 count. So Nick Rowan, after allowing 3 to score in the bottom of the first for the North Stars, bounced back nicely, allowed a walk, but turned a double play to end the inning. It's a 3-0 count to Kyle Sakin. Aiden Ostash is beginning to warm for the North Stars. 3-0 way off. Looks like Nick Rowan is just continuing to slide off the mound. That's the 4th walk of the day. So Jackson Fuller will dig in. This is high to him. Again, Jacob Gonzalez is warming in the A's pen. One-0 line to short, right past the glove of Dalton Thomas. Into left center, runners hold up at first and second.
2 hits on the day for Jackson Fuller now.
He singled and scored back in the first.
Each way. 1 to right, 1 to left. This is going to be a bullpen game, Sam.
Looking like it. It's 4-3 A's. A chance to score here for the North Stars. 2 on and no out. First pitch into Spencer Dickinson for a strike. Dickinson was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the first. Barely got a piece of it. Looks like it got a piece of him too. Right off the shin. Oh-2 count to the third baseman, Spencer Dickinson. Pitch from Rohan. Flipped on the right side, way out of play.
If you're the North Stars, they just gave up 3 unanswered now since scoring 3 in the first. You got to take this opportunity. I don't know how many times I got to say that one today, Sam. But it is very clear that this game will be filled with offense, however it comes. So you can't waste chances.
That one lined into the glove of the second baseman to Jesus. He turns to second, but no play. So now 1 out and 2 on. Kenny Keller due up. Rowan struck him out back in the first. First pitch downstairs. This looks very similar to how the bottom of the first came about for the North Stars offense. We're 2 on, then a line out, and it went single and hit by pitch. Keller struck out, a couple of walks. I think that's a sign that Nick Rowan needs to find that command very quickly, or they're going to have to turn it over.
Dalton Thomas getting some coaching here.
Davis Carter getting some water here.
Who could blame him?
Also bring a cup out to Jackson Fuller at first. Pitch outside, a pick back to second. Just barely missed the tag.
I don't know if Dalton Thomas was ready for that one. That was a great toss by Davis Carr.
It was. He made it back over to the bag, but the throw knocked him back to his derriere. Assume he missed the tag because of it. In there for a strike. Downstairs to Keller.
It's just all over the place today for Rowan and Keller. There hasn't been, you can't say, oh, okay, he's missing outside, he's missing inside, he's missing, no, it's just everywhere. And I got to imagine they're feeling the same way. They're like, I don't know where this is going right now.
2-2 is lifted down through the right side and into right field. Kyle Sagan's going to come in to score. The throw is cut off. RBI knock. Kenny Keller helps himself out, and that ties the ball game 4-4.
See, that pitch right before that one was way down and in, and that one was middle. That leads me to believe that I got to imagine the sweat today is just making that ball super slick.
The sweat and the lack of recovery time.
Yeah, that don't help.
2 on and 1 out for Derek LaFerriere. Tie ball game. A's and North Stars fighting for a spot to move on to the playoffs. First pitch up. LaFerriere walked back in the first. Again, Sam Walters alongside Steve Granado, and thank you for joining us for PSCL playoff broadcast. 2-0 to LaFerriere.
Man, what a different 3 innings, huh? First 3 innings of game 1 was a total pitcher's duel with some of the best defensive highlights we have seen all summer. These first 3 have been a complete turnaround. And yes, no, neither team playing in either of those games, but still, same league, same field. Oh, interesting.
3-0's in there for a strike. The A's today look very different from the A's we saw that beat the Snowbirds 12-1 to avoid the play-in game just the other day. That one upstairs. Bases are loaded for Nick Rowan, and it looks like that could be the end of the day.
I'd imagine it is.
That was his 5th walk.
Just didn't have the command today.
Again, Nick Rowan pitched 2 innings of shutout baseball on the 10th. 2 days later, he's still working, and he is going to stay in the game.
It's amazing, honestly.
Also, you have to think, Nick Rowan did not come into this summer listed as a pitcher. He was listed as an outfielder and a shortstop. In the first couple of games we saw him, he was in the field. Since then,
your memory is great, Sam.
Since
I
then,
have no recollection of that.
he played a couple of games at shortstop, and I don't think we saw him in the outfield. But since he made one appearance on the mound and looked pretty good, he has been their workhorse all summer. 3 of the A's wins have come with Nick Rowan on the mound. Pitch misses outside. A pick back to third is late.
Sam, do you have a photographic memory?
It's not photographic. I do have a pretty decent memory, though.
Yeah, I'd say. I have zero recollection of that.
I just attach to certain things. Things I want to
apparently.
remember. That one's tapped to shortstop. Dalton Thomas flips over to second. The throw to first is late. Run scores for the North Stars. It's 5-4.
This game is going to end at 21-20, isn't it?
One less hop to Dalton Thomas, and that could have been an inning ender.
RBI for Christian Gabriel.
First pitch swung on and missed by David Ryan. Now 2 outs here in the inning. Runners at first and third. That one's grounded to short. Dalton Thomas will make the throw to first, and that will end the bottom of the third. But the North Stars strike back and score 2 to respond. It's 5-4, heading top 4. This is the third straight inning that Kenny Keller will enter with the lead. The only inning that he has not seen a lead in this game was the top of the first. He's working to Luke Dinos to open up the fourth, who offers at the first pitch halfway but gets the swing. Keller gave up 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. The A's have been able to bounce back each inning. North Stars scored 3 to respond in the bottom of the first, none in the second, and then took the lead back here in the bottom of the third with 2. And it's an 0-2 count to Dinos. Went outside with the breaking ball. That's when we see Kenny Keller looking better, is when he can start to waste pitches. He's been falling behind to certain batters, and it seems like once he gets behind, he kind of relents to the walk. That one grounded through the right side and a diving Josh Payton into right field. So a leadoff base hit for Luke Dinos.
That's 8 hits for the A's.
And 3 out of 4 innings have began with a leadoff base hit.
Wow.
The leadoff reacher has not, the leadoff runner, leadoff batter has not reached in only 2 of the half innings we've played today.
That's so bizarre. It has just been traffic on the 101 today.
And a scoring update from the Haymakers Bootleggers. Going into the top of the 5th is tied 7-7. In there for a strike to Rocha.
Jeez, man.
Both of these games going on right now. Got a feeling they're going to go down to the wire.
Got a feeling they're going to go down to the wire and push up against tomorrow's games.
Yeah.
Both of them just relentless offensively.
Pick off to first. You could tell Keller wanted to be careful on that when he took down the speed, throwing back to Kyle Sakin.
It's either going to push back and forth the entire way, Sam, or someone's just going to run away.
Haven't seen a runaway inning quite yet. Swung on and missed. A big hack for Rocha, put it right past him. Again, it hasn't been the premier matchup of Keller versus Rohan that we were expecting. This one's still been a wild game so far. Another pickoff gets away from Kyle Sakin, but just barely dribbles past the infield grass. One, two, swung on and missed. Keller puts away Nick Rocha for his third strikeout, his first since the first inning, and the only one swinging. Battle time now. He's got Cato Kleiman at the plate. He's reached twice. Heads up. Kleiman singled to open up the ball game. Reached on an error his second time up. 1-0 breaking ball fades, just missed the inside corner.
I need a nap after this one, Sam.
You and me both. You want to get some rocking chairs and find a patio somewhere? That one fought off down the third baseline. Dickinson fields it in fair territory. The throw to first in time on a hop.
That's a second solid play from Spencer Dickinson at the hot corner today. Both of them fading away on the throw.
The first one he had to range to his left, that time coming up, moving down the third baseline, and a really good play. Luke Dinos moves to second on the 5-3 putout, but now there's 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Keller looking to work his first scoreless inning today. In there for a strike to Gabriel de Jesus. 1 for 2 so far, singled in the first. We're going to have another delay here, as we already said many times. The heat today is brutal.
And we need to rush some water out to the diamond here. Help out our umpires. We're going to step aside.
back in action with Gabriel DeJesus up to bat. We're running with one umpire as that one's fouled off and disappears into the void. I thought I was definitely going to hit the press box.
Yeah, that looked like it was destined. I think it just missed to the right.
Wasn't here.
You're ready to make that grab.
So it's 0-2 with two outs in the top of the fourth. That one's grounded to short. Dylan Baker over it, skips off of his glove. Runner is caught halfway in between home and third base. The throw goes home, and they've got him out by a mile. So that's going to go as an error on the play by Dylan Baker, but they're able to catch Luke Dinos trying to stretch it all the way to home. That'll end the top of the fourth. It's still a 5-4 ball game. North Stars bats back up to bat. The A's will turn to Jacob Gonzalez out of the bullpen in the bottom of the fourth. After 3 innings of work from Nick Rohan, he ends up going 3 full. Gives up 5 earned runs on 4 hits. 5 walks were the play today. Could not find the command we've seen from him in the past. And he leaves the game as the pitcher of record in line for the loss. Only a 1-run ball game currently. It's 5-4 North Stars. Stars up to bat here, and the first pitch to Alex Light is fouled back. Change for the game. New catcher in to work with Jacob Gonzalez is Robert Van Dorn, replacing Davis Carr.
Well, as Van Dorn comes into the ball game, weirdly enough, as Davis Carr exits, his college teammate was just drafted. Christian McGowan was selected 205th overall in the 7th round by the Philadelphia Phillies.
He's got some champagne to buy.
That's really cool. So congratulations, Christian McGowan, and of course everybody else who's been drafted, all 209 of them at this point now.
2-1 count to Alex Light. In there for a strike. Jacob Gonzalez on the mound for the 7th time this season. He's gone 15 2/3, giving up 8 earned runs on 15 hits, 9 walks. Swung on and missed by Alex Light. There's the 11th strikeout of the season so far for Jacob Gonzalez. And a big one here to open up the fourth.
That's all you can hope for is at least one quick inning here. Again, we were talking about earlier, once Rowan started struggling, you were hoping to get at least 3 out of him. That's what you got. So now it's 4 for the A's, trying to get 12 outs.
So at the top of the lineup, due up, Dylan Baker. He's reached twice today. He doubled in the bottom of the first and scored. Reached on a walk in the second. He lifts the first pitch into right center. Luke Dinos over. He'll make the catch for the second out. Having a scoreless and even better, an easy, possibly 1-2-3 inning here for Jacob Gonzalez gives so much better chances for the A's.
Yeah, just low stress. Right, we talked about low stress pitching, high stress pitching. A lot of times you look at the number of pitches, but it doesn't always tell the full story.
From the stretch, in there for a strike to Josh Payton. Payton was hit by a pitch and scored in the first. And grounded out into a double play to end the second. 0-1 breaking ball sent to third base. Nick Rocha says hello, and we say goodbye to the bottom of the fourth. It's 5-4 North Stars, 8 bats, trying to get back in this one, trailing by 1. Top 5. Kenny Keller worked his first scoreless inning back in the top of the fourth. Only gave up 1 leadoff single. He's working with a 1-run lead. 3-4-5 due up for the A's. Cachetta's going to lead it off, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Not sure if Kenny Keller and Dylan Baker knew each other before this summer. That one's in for a strike to Cachetta, 0-2. They did not go to the same high school, but both from the Tampa, Florida area. Dylan Baker gave Kenny Keller a big hug heading out to the mound right before this inning. That one chopped to Baker. Right over his glove. That one took a big hop off the lip in the infield. So Cachetta's aboard with the leadoff base hit. That's encouraging. Either way you slice it. The bond these guys have after a full season of play here. Approaching what is now the 42nd day they've spent together since they arrived. I tell these guys do not want to go home. Someone's going to have to do it after this game. Winner of this matchup plays the Rush tomorrow. First pitch of Dalton Thomas fouled back to the net. Pick off to first late. Aiden Ostash is back up and warming for the North Stars in the pen. That one flipped out to right field. Chasing it as Gabriel. He's under it to make the catch. Had a good read on that one. Was able to make it. That was about 5 steps from the line. We do have a second umpire back out now, and it looks like that could be Coach Trudell from the Snowbirds. I'm not quite sure. We do have someone in the field to help call out and safe. It'll be the new catcher, Robert Van Dorn. So Davis Carr exits after going 1 for 2. He doubled in the third and scored. Van Dorn up with a runner at first. Ethan Cachetta led off the inning with a single. Runner goes. Pitch misses outside. The throw into second skips on a hop and gets into center field. Cachetta digging for third. Good arm, a good throw by Alex Light is not in time. That was a quick snap tag by Spencer Dickinson at third, but Cachetta just able to sneak under. So the E2 allows Cachetta to go all the way to third. He's looking to tie this one up. They trail by 1. Call time at the plate. That went in there for a strike. It evens the count at 1 to Van Dorn. That is the 5th error of the game for the North Stars. If you can't tell why it seems like their lead is in jeopardy already. Those costly mistakes have bitten them many times already. That one in the air and is deep enough to bring in a run. Heading back is Alex Light. Tagging from third is Cachetta. The throw is going to be cut off. Tie ball game on the sac fly by Robert Van Dorn. So that does go as an unearned run. Brandon Glowacki will bat with the bases clear. First pitch breaking ball rides inside. First baseman 1 for 2, had an RBI single back in the third. That one downstairs. Keller puts a fastball right past him. Two really close ball games going on right now on both fields. Haymakers and bootleggers were knotted up the last time we checked in. I'll have a score update for you from there shortly. In there for a strike, evens the count 2-2 to Glowacki. Pitch from Keller. Swung on and missed. 4th strikeout of the day ends the top of the 5th, but Kenny Keller allows a run to score. Unearned run makes it 5-5 here, heading to the bottom of the 5th. Kyle Sakin will lead off the bottom of the 5th for the North Stars. The game is tied. A run in all but one inning for the A's today. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and 1 in the top of the 5th to tie it back up. Jacob Gonzalez still working for the A's. Sakin grounds that one slowly to 2nd. DeJesus handles, makes the throw over to 1st. And once again, an easy first out for DeJesus to retire DeJesus. So Jackson Fuller due up now.
Jackson's
2 for
had a
2.
day. Had a day so far. 2 singles, both in either direction. He's scored twice.
He swings at the first pitch. Scoring update from the turf field. Haymakers are leading the Bootleggers 10-7. Bootleggers up against the wall. Losing teams today face elimination. 0-1 to Fuller. Another one swung through. Jacob Gonzalez was able to come in and settle things down in the bottom of the 4th at a 1-2-3 inning. First one we've seen on either side. That one grounded to 3rd. It gets off of the glove of Rocha.
Believe it or not, that's the first error on the A's.
Was just about to check.
We've seen 6 in this game, but obviously lopsided to one side.
So Fuller aboard. They'll have a pinch runner in for him or a courtesy runner in for Fuller. It'll be Preston Gookin running. Here's Spencer Dickinson. Was hit by pitch with the bases loaded in the 1st. Lined out in 3rd. And in the dirt. Good stop by Van Dorn. Seen a few wild pitches today. The A's bats are ready, man. They've got 4 guys up and swinging right now. That one in for a strike. Dickinson thought it nearly clipped him, and it almost did.
Sam, you know what I just realized?
What's that?
2:30. Sprinklers.
Uh-oh.
We got 40 minutes.
We started this game at 12:01. It's 1:42 currently. And still plenty of baseball left to play. No pitch there. We still have at least 3 half innings to play depending on how things shake out. We will play the full 7. The 1-1 to Dickinson. Foul back and out of play. Preston Gookin at first and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. North Stars looking to do what they've done 3 times already, and that's take the lead back. That one hammered to center. In the air, chasing back is Noah Lane. It's going to one-hop the wall. Spencer Dickinson heading in for 2. Streaking around 3rd is Preston Gookin. The throw sails up the line and to the backstop. Spencer Dickinson will make it all the way to 3rd, and there we have it. North Stars get the lead back at 6-5.
Jackson, or rather Preston Gookin, ran through a stop sign on that play. Had the full 2-hand stop and said, no way, I'm taking it.
It's a good thing, too, because he blew the stop sign on a really, really errant throw from center. That one a relay from Noah Lane to Gabriel DeJesus, and DeJesus' throw back to the backstop.
That's an RBI for Spencer Dickinson because he was running through the stop sign.
An RBI double. Spencer Dickinson says thank you very much to Preston Gookin. Now there's a runner on 3rd. Kenny Keller trying to help himself out one more time. Had an RBI single back in the 3rd inning. They call no pitch. Time called.
Dickinson does move to 3rd on the air. Well, no, let's call it on the throw. That's on the throw. I'm not going to give an air for that. He was going.
Downstairs. Keller also struck out in the first inning.
Infield in here.
One out and a runner at third. In there for a strike to Kenny Keller. It's 1-1. Well, you got to think the thing that makes Kenny Keller so good at picking off runners is that he does it quite a bit himself. If he's not in the lineup, he also comes in as a courtesy runner many times. He slaps that one to shortstop. Dalton Thomas, strong throw over to first, and they keep Spencer Dickinson from scoring.
No reason to try and push that.
Nope. Get yourself a plate at the plate. You cheat yourself out of a run. Still looking for insurance here. They've taken the lead, but we've already seen too many back and forths. The North Stars aren't taking any chances. So they'll leave it in the hands of Derek LaFerriere, who has walked twice today. First pitch in there for a strike on the inside corner. No one warming up in either bullpen. Runner bluffs at third. 0-1 to LaFerriere. Tapped out to third. Rocha handles that one, the throw over to first, and that'll end the bottom of the fifth. The North Stars strike back and score one to take the lead 6-5 over the A's. It is 6-5 North Stars and a wild one. We're in the top of the sixth. The bottom of the lineup due up for the A's. Noah Lane, Luke Dinos, and Nick Rocha looking to get them back in this one. There have been 3 lead changes in this game so far, and plenty of wildness. Here to take you the rest of the way through the final 2, Steve Granado.
Thank you, Sam. Good job keeping up with this one. 1 ball, no strikes. We've been pushed to our limits mathematically here today.
Feels like keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, that's never an easy task. The 1-0 is going to miss outside. Kenny Keller has gutted his way into this 6th inning. Noah Lane leading things off, followed by Luke Dinos and Nick Rocha in the inning. The 2-0, 3 balls, no strikes. Only 1 walk for Keller today. He's given up 9 hits. Of course, the North Stars defense has not helped today. 5 errors charged. 4-pitch walk to begin the 6th inning.
Once again, Aiden Ostash warming in the bullpen for the Stars.
It's the 3rd time Lane has reached base today. We're going to go chat with him. Looks like they are going to go to the bullpen. So just 1 batter faced for Kenny Keller. He goes 5 innings plus a batter and exits this ball game with the A's somehow trailing 6-5. Somehow, some way, Kenny Keller is going to be the pitcher of record right now, in line for the victory. As we continue here in the top of the 6th, new arm. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. Aiden Ostash made 6 relief appearances in the regular season, and he'll come on here with nobody out and a runner at first, representing the tying run in the top of the 6th at 6-5 North Stars, just trying to hang on and move on. Luke Dinos will come to the plate. Again, that runner at first, the leadoff walk ended Kenny Keller's day. One and 0. Last time we saw him was back on July the 7th against the Colonials. Pitched an inning of work, or 2 2/3 innings of work. 2 hits, no runs allowed. They'd take that right here.
There's hope for us yet.
Throw back to first.
Yeah, we're not seeing either team hold back. They're putting their best arms in.
Ain't no point to save them if you can't use them later. Runner goes high and tight. Ball gets away. Actually hit him in the elbow. So no stolen bag for Lane. Dinos takes first on the hit batter. Nick Rocha now. That's the first hit batter for Aiden Ostash since his first outing on June 17th.
This is going to test my memory, I think, but I believe he hit the first batter he faced all season.
I have no idea.
I don't have my book on me, so don't really rely on that.
I have
but
no idea.
we covered that game on opening day.
We did? Downstairs. 1-0 on Nick Rocha.
We sure did.
That was a month ago, man. No clue. First and second, nobody out. 1-0 to Rocha. Make that 2-0. Hasn't found the strike zone yet. Rocha, a single run scored and a strikeout.
I can confirm half of it. I know they did play in the stadium. I just looked at the schedule.
Sheesh, man.
We saw it happen.
You should go count cards at a casino or something, man.
Be a lurker?
2-1. That's an improbable memory. I'm trying to remember the last time I ate. No clue. Coming home. Foul tip, 2-2.
It's selective. That's my only explanation. It's really not that good outside of what I want to remember.
You wanted to remember that Aiden Ostash hit the first batter he saw on opening day?
I want to remember things about this season. It helps you in the ladder run. Saves research time.
Flipped out towards center field and playable for Alex Light, who has to come racing in to make the sliding grab. One away.
He's lucky he made that sliding grab because he had a very late jump on it.
Yeah. Back to the top of the order. Cato Kleiman has reached base twice tonight, but only once due to his own fruition. A single on the infield. Reached on an error and grounded out last time up, so lots on the ground right now for Kleiman. He has been rehabbing down here, tending to a tender knee. 1-0. 3 straight falling behind here for Aiden Ostash. One. 6-5 your score right now in favor of the North Stars. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Left-hander loosening right now for the North Stars. Ball got away, gonna move everybody up. Wild pitch.
It's Nathan Gingerskewicz.
Thank you.
Warming up in the bullpen.
They're going to intentionally walk Cato Kleiman now. That'll load the bases. That'll go technically as the first walk issued by Aiden Ostash. They wanted to load the bases, set up a double play with 1 down. Gabriel DeJesus now 1 for 3 today. Corners in. Outfield in. No doubles. Time called.
No doubles and no double plays.
Or rather, not no doubles. They're cutting them out at home. Double play up the middle. First pitch with 1 down. Didn't chase the slider. 1-0. Foul tipped. 1-1.
You got to work to DeJesus here either way. Regardless of what happens, Ethan Cachette is waiting on deck, and you don't want to go deep in a count with him.
Oof, what a save there by the catcher, LaFerriere. Two balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Got him to run it outside there. That was a gift. Instead of a 3-1 count, it's 2-2 on what would have been ball 3. I don't know if you expand as hard this time.
I'll try inside.
Breaking ball leaked over the plate. They'll lift it into center off the end of the bat. Coming in as Alex Light has all his momentum behind him, so no one's going to move. 2 gone. Defense can relax a little for Coachella.
Such a big at-bat here.
Game-changing at-bat here.
I don't think they would rather have anyone else at the plate. This is the biggest at-bat of the season for the A's.
Ethan Coachella 1 for 3 today with a single and a run scored. Has the tying run at third, the go-ahead at second, insurance at first. Biggest bat of his season right in front of him, trying to salvage this one, come back and try and hold on. A trail by 1 in what has been a back-and-forth affair all day long. In the dirt, 1-0. Nobody, pitching-wise, has been sharp today. One out to Coachella. Off the plate, 2-0. Sam, you'd mentioned it. You don't want to have a deep count with Coachella.
It's just shown time and time again, whether it's walking, whether it's being able to put balls in play on all sides of the field, fouling off pitches. Coachella is so solid. We've talked about it many times when he was in the leadoff spot. You know, it's not annoying to see him every single time as much as we saw the ace. It's just he gets himself up to bat and he makes the ball happen.
He makes himself known.
Yeah.
2-0, slow tapper towards short. Racing in to make the grab there. Baker off balance, throw to first, and they get out of the bases loaded jam. Somehow with the lead still intact. Ground out goes 6-3. 3 batters put on with no hits. A walk, a hit batter, and an intentional walk. All go by the wayside here in the top of the 6th. North Stars clinging 6-5. North Stars desperately need some insurance runs. They held on to the lead after a bases loaded 1-out jam. And again, they have themselves a 6-5 advantage. Jacob Gonzalez back out to the hill, who is the pitcher of record right now. First pitch fouled off, 0-1. This is Christian Gabriel, followed by David Ryan and Alex Light. 8, 9, and 10 due up for the Stars. Two and 0, or 1-1.
Looks like they're going to get Bradley Clay warming in the bullpen for the A's, just in case things turn sour for Gonzalez.
Could be the last ups for the Stars here. Things go right in their favor. 2-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Should be noted the vantage point that we have here from the camera angle is slightly askew towards first. Foul back 3-2. What does that do for you at home? Well, a fastball outside or any pitch outside to a right-handed hitter might look like it catches the edge. But we are, again, a few feet off, maybe 2 or so. So it skews your perception. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, waved at and missed. Jacob Gonzalez, aside from the 1 run in the 5th, has looked pretty good. That's his 2nd strikeout.
And that 1 run unearned.
Yep. On the only error of the ball game for the A's defense. Almost had a polar opposite of what we've become accustomed to around these parts, with games getting away late. It's been the other way around. First pitch out in front for David Ryan, 0-1.
A's also have Sada Yoshida warming up.
You know, Jacob Gonzalez wants to get through this by himself. 1-1. Just get this out of the way now. When the A's come to the plate in their final at-bats, Dalton Thomas will lead things off, followed by Robert Van Dorn and Brandon Glowacki. We have not scratched it. We have had 1 1-2-3 inning, the bottom of the 4th.
And that was Gonzalez's first inning of work.
Yep. Ball game just pushed past 2 hours. 2-1 pitch. Crack bat flare to center field. That's going to fall in. We won't have a 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Base runner in 11 of 12 half innings today. Alex Light to the plate. Hitless today, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Haven't seen a double. We have seen 1 double play turn. That was back in the 2nd by this A's defense. Smothered by Van Dorn. 1-0.
We have a final from the turf field. Haymakers take it 12-8 over the Bootleggers, ending their season.
Haymakers move on. They'll face off with the Blue Sox. There's a ground ball chopped towards third. Going to be hard to go around the horn. The relay's just for show. There's 1 out there at second base for the 2nd out of the inning. Back to the top of the order, Dylan Baker again. So the Haymakers move on, defeat the 7-seeded Bootleggers. Haymakers to face off with the Blue Sox, the number 2 seed, who had a first-round bye. Dylan Baker, 1 for 2 today with a double, run scored and a walk. 1-0. 2 outs in the inning. Runner goes for second. Pitch down and in for a ball. Slicing throw. He's safe. Alex Light swipes a bag to get himself in scoring position with 2 outs. Fought off. 2-1. Lifted towards right center. This isn't going to get the job done. Noah Lane is over, making the call, making the grab. He's going to have to get his hat back. But it sets up the final at-bats of the season for the A's. They're looking for at least one run, trailing 6-5 as we go there from Palm Springs Stadium. The North Stars 3 outs away from moving on to the second round. They're going to have to get through the middle of the order, and they'll entrust Nathan Jędrzejewicz. Takes over for Aiden Ostash. He ends up going an inning with a hit batter, a walk, no strikeouts, no runs, no hits. First batter he faces is Dalton Thomas, the four-man. First pitch swinging right center field on the fly ball. They were playing in, and with plenty of time, Alex Light gets the first one on one pitch. Robert Van Dorn now. Van Dorn, a sac fly RBI in the fifth. At one point tied the game. 1-0. Jędrzejewicz, a left-handed pitcher, 6'4", 215 from Lakeland College. Upstairs with it. Swing and a miss. Last time Jędrzejewicz pitched was back 2 days ago. Earned the win in 2 innings of work. Hit a batter, gave up a hit, no runs allowed, 1 strikeout, no walks. That was against the Chill. Foul tip. 2 strikes here on Robert Van Dorn. On the muggiest day of the year, the North Stars trying to squeak this one by. Rush are waiting on deck. In the air to center again. Alex Light sees it, stares into the blue sky to pull it in, 2 down. And it'll be up to Brandon Glowacki. Colonials were eliminated this morning. Bootleggers just eliminated. Snowbirds eliminated yesterday. And the A's now on the brink.
The Coyotes eliminated earlier today.
Dropping like flies here on day 2. Up and away, Glowacki. RBI single and a run scored in the 3rd. Bookended by a pair of strikeouts. One looking, one swinging. One 0. Outside. 2-0. By the way, this is a safe situation for Nathan Jędrzejewicz. His first opportunity of the year. 2-0 pitch for a strike at the knees, 2-1. Two and two. And the A's are down to their final strike in the 2021 PSCL season. Jędrzejewicz is set. The lefty comes home. In the air to left center field and playable for for David Ryan. And he will pull it in to knock out the A's as the North Stars hang on and take this one by a 6-5 final.
Just a bout and perseverance in this game. North Stars committed 5 errors and somehow hung on to take the win.
Somehow, some way, Jędrzejewicz goes 1 inning and has just the only 1-2-3 frame by a North Star pitcher today as they come away with a 6-5 victory. And again, somehow, no, it's not Kenny Keller. Aiden Ostash gets the victory today. Save will go to Jędrzejewicz, and the loss will be handed to Jacob Gonzalez, who gave up just 1 unearned run in a tough bid, even though he looked arguably the best of the 5 pitchers we saw. That's going to do it for us today. Want to thank you for tuning in all season long. Of course, we'll be back at it tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. For all of us here at the Palm Springs Power and for my broadcast partner, Sam Walters, I'm Steve Granado. One last time, the North Stars moving on 6-5 over the A's. We'll talk to you tomorrow.